Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it is time for part 4 of the Monday Q&A, so let's get to those questions. You have often said that strength-focused training still comes with hypertrophy. Obviously true. Would you say that strength-based training is ideal for a men's physique competitor since they are marked down for being bigger? I don't really understand this question because what I have said is that there's very little hypertrophic difference or potential between proper strength training done correctly versus what a lot of people consider to be hypertrophy training. So you're going to get just as big. And as far as the men's physique competitors, you people have some weird ideas sometimes about how big people are capable of getting. A lot of your top physique competitors, a lot of you guys can't get that big without steroids. And they get marked down because they get too big because they use too many drugs. If you don't want to get too big as a physique competitor, be very careful what drugs you bulk on. Naturally, there's no risk of it happening. Very, very few people out there are at any risk with 5 or 6 years of drug-free training of being too big to compete in top-level men's physique, particularly once they've dieted down. In fact, a lot of you guys who think you're too big, if you were to diet down lean enough for it, you're going to find that you may be smaller than a lot of the guys you're competing against. It's just not a concern. This is silly. All right, next question. What progression pattern should a female training for weight loss and general fitness use? Okay, let's cover this for a moment. Women shouldn't use a different progression setup or pattern than men do. It's just important to remember that women are going to gain strength more slowly, particularly in the upper body, than men. So use the same type of progression patterns, just at a slower rate. If a man is supposed to add 5 pounds, a woman should only add 2 or 2.5. But outside of that, they shouldn't train any different, because if they can progress regularly using basic linear progression, most women are going to get fitter faster, they're going to get stronger faster, they're going to burn more calories sooner because of the higher training workload. Therefore, they're going to lose fat easier. So they don't need anything particularly differently from men as far as the pattern, just you need to realize that their rate of progression is going to have to be a little slower because they don't gain strength as fast, particularly in the upper body. All right, next question. Have you read the 48 Laws of Power? Thoughts on it? I like this question, and I think it's pretty obvious to a lot of my subscribers, and I've actually had some people with psych degrees pick up on this, that I very obviously do have some formal background in psychology and social psychology. And anyone who has read the 48 Laws of Power closely and watched the way that I do things, the way that I interact with the public, the way that I interact with my subscribers, the way that I interact with other channels and people and friends and enemies, it's pretty obvious that I have read this book. And that I've read a number of other similar books. I think it is an excellent book. I think if you want good tactics for public relations, political strategy, and things of that nature, I think it is a very good book. And in fact, it is kind of a favorite secretly among a number of the bigger YouTube channels, and there's at least one other really big fitness channel that both of us have read this book and discussed it. And we both utilize tactics from it in the way that we interact with other people. So there you go, me being honest with you guys again. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.